Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take all that information you need and really pull out the key stuff.
Making complex things simple, hopefully.
Exactly. And hey, if you're looking to give your social media profiles a quick leg up, check out rapidboost.net. Just putting that out there.
Good tip.
So today we're tackling a big one, boosting your Instagram engagement. Really getting it working for you.
Yeah, we hear this a lot.
You've told us, right? That feeling of your feed just being so crowded. How do you actually stand out? How do you get those likes, those follows, moving in the right direction?
This is a real challenge.
Well, we've done the digging. We've looked into strategies that actually work. Not just, jumping on the latest dance trend, but stuff with a solid foundation for growth.
Right, it's sustainable stuff. Okay, so where do we start?
Well, first off, it's interesting just how much Instagram itself has changed, isn't it?
Oh, completely. It's not just photos anymore. That system they use,
Yeah.
the algorithm, it really, really favors content that feels fresh, new.
Think about when you're scrolling yourself.
Right.
What makes you pause?
Yeah, it's usually something a bit different, something unexpected. And that's kind of the core reason why finding new post ideas is so critical now. It grabs that attention.
Exactly. And the info we looked at backs this up. The algorithm rewards novelty. It wants to keep people on the platform, right?
Makes total sense. Showing the same old thing just won't cut it.
But it's not just about the algorithm, is it? It's that tiny window, that split second you have when someone's just flicking through their feed.
Uh-huh. Creative ideas are basically your hook in that moment.
And if you connect that dot, higher engagement, it's not just numbers on a screen, is it?
No, definitely not. It's really the foundation for building an actual community. When your stuff makes people react, like save, share, comment,
Yeah.
it means they feel connected, they feel seen, maybe even heard. And that's what builds loyalty. It encourages people to stick around, participate,
Yeah.
creates that positive feedback loop we saw mentioned.
That cycle for growth. Okay, so if we need freshness, where is a good place to start? Visuals are obviously key on Instagram.
Absolutely.
And carousels, they seem to be punching above their weight.
Right.
That Social Insider study we saw gave them a really high average engagement rate.
Yeah, like 1.94% or something,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. And what's great about carousels is they're inherently interactive.
It's the swiping action, yeah.
Exactly. Keeps the user doing something like turning pages.
Yeah.
And the sources had some really practical examples.
Yeah, what?
Well, breaking down a how-to guide into steps, easy to follow.
Yeah.
Or telling a little mini story, maybe a before and after across a few slides.
I like the before and after idea.
Or even tackling myths in your industry, a myth-busting series.
Okay, the myth-busting one really jumps out because people often think they know something, right? And
Yeah.
then you challenge it.
It draws them in. And the tip about making each slide interactive, little cues like swipe to see more, or maybe asking a question between slides.
Simple but effective. Keeps them moving through.
Totally. And that case study, the skincare brand, they saw a, 45% jump in saves using myth-busting carousels.
Wow, saves. That's a strong signal. People finding it genuinely useful.
Exactly. Planning to come back to it. That's
Yeah.
real value.
All right, let's shift to video then. Huge part of Insta. And Reels seem to be where the energy is concentrated right now.
For sure. The algorithm seems to love them.
Our sources basically say Reels are built for that quick, high-energy content. And yeah, favored by the algorithm, often landing people on the Explore tab.
Which means new eyeballs.
Plus, they apparently generate like 22% more engagement on average than other video types. That's significant.
It really is. And the key thing with Reels is that potential for sharing and discovery. They're short, they're dynamic, easy to consume, easy to pass on.
And the ideas we saw are pretty good too.
Yeah, very practical. Like those before and after reveals, super visual, quick day-in-the-life snippets that helps humanize things, makes it relatable.
Right, shows the person behind the account.
And remixing trends,
Yeah.
using popular sounds or challenges, but putting your own spin on it. That keeps you relevant.
Good point. And don't just post the reel and hope, right? The idea of including clear calls to action.
Oh, crucial.
Like actually asking people to comment or save it or share it. You have to prompt them sometimes.
You really do. And what about user-generated content? Using reels made by your customers or followers.
Oh, yeah, that's brilliant. It feels so authentic, builds that community vibe we talked about, and let's be honest, probably helps with your content workload too.
Definitely. Seeing real people using a product that carries weight. Plus those little interactive stickers you can add, polls, sliders, the DM me button,
Makes it a two-way street.
turns viewers into participants. That's the goal.
Okay, so what about stories? They disappear, but they're still powerful for that in-the-moment stuff.
Absolutely. Real-time engagement is where stories shine. And those built-in features, polls, quizzes, question boxes, they make it so easy for people to just tap and interact.
No friction.
Exactly. And stories often have that more relaxed feel, right? Less polished.
Yeah.
That can encourage more authentic interactions. Polls are great for quick opinions. What content do you want next? Makes people feel like they have a say.
Feeling heard again, yeah. And I liked the idea of gamifying things a bit. Interactive quizzes, like a fact versus fiction game.
Makes learning fun.
Maybe even offering a little recognition, like a DM shout out for participating. Small thing, but it makes it feel rewarding.
Totally. And Ask Me Anything sessions, AMAs, great for real conversations.
Yeah.
Whether it's the founder or someone on the team, even a happy customer sharing their experience.
Good idea to gather questions beforehand, though, right? Keep it flowing smoothly.
Yeah, definitely helps prep. And all this leads nicely into actively spotlighting your followers.
Making them the star.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The info we saw really stressed that people love recognition. When you feature your community, engagement often goes up because, well, who doesn't like feeling appreciated?
Makes sense. So featuring customer stories, like reposting their content but adding some context, maybe a quick interview snippet.
Showing you value them.
Mm.
And that gym example was powerful, wasn't it? Increased memberships by 18% just by sharing member transformation stories with a special hashtag.
Real people, real results. That's convincing stuff.
And account takeovers. Letting a customer or maybe an influencer run your stories for a day.
Fresh voice, different perspective.
Exactly. Keeps things interesting. Plus, those follower of the month type contests,
Yeah.
rewarding your most engaged people. That could really motivate ongoing interaction.
Drives that organic reach. Okay, now, the potentially tricky one. Trending audio. Meme culture.
Yes. The tightrope walk.
Our sources seem to say, use it, but use it smartly.
Right. Timing can help with visibility, definitely.
Hmm.
But just lip syncing to a random sound with no connection to your brand, that can fall flat. Or worse.
Feel inauthentic, yeah. The advice was more about adapting trends to fit your voice, your message.
That's the key. And blending humor with actual insight when you use memes. Finding that sweet spot.
I liked the memes with a message idea. Turning common industry frustrations into relatable graphics, but then offering your solution.
Clever. But yeah, the caution is important too. Don't force it.
Hmm.
If it feels off-brand or inauthentic, you risk alienating the very people you're trying to connect with.
Good advice. Which kind of links to contests and giveaways, doesn't it? Making them feel worthwhile.
Exactly. The old like and tag 3 friends is, well, it's getting tired. People want more.
They want something fun or engaging. The examples we saw were much more creative, like caption this photo contest using a weird or funny image.
Gets people thinking. Sparks creativity.
Or solve this puzzle, maybe dropping clues about a new product launch, builds anticipation.
Keeps them invested. And collaborative challenges getting followers to create or remix content for you. Like recreating a logo. That taps right back into user-generated power.
Yeah, it does. And that indie jewelry brand example, seeing a big jump in shares and followers from their caption contest and photo challenge.
It shows these creative formats work. It's about making participation enjoyable in itself, not just about the prize.
Okay, so tons of great ideas here. But the crucial part is putting them into action effectively, right? How do you actually use these to drive more engagement?
Right. And the sources laid out a pretty sensible approach. Step 1. Look back.
Audit your past content.
Yeah. See what's worked well before, what flopped. Analyze your best and worst posts. You'll get clues about formats, topics, maybe even the best times to post for your audience.
Makes sense. Learn from history. Then what? Don't try to do everything at once.
Exactly. Pick just, say, 2 or 3 new ideas from these different categories that feel like a good fit for you. Test them out over a few weeks.
More manageable. And use a content calendar to track it all.
Essential. Keep notes on what you're trying and when. Makes it easier to see what's actually moving the needle later.
And what about mixing organic with paid?
Smart move. If a poster, a carousel, a reel, whatever, starts doing really well on its own, putting a little budget behind it to boost it can massively expand its reach. Get it in front of new people.
Oh, okay. And we can't forget actually talking back, right?
Absolutely critical. Respond to comments. Answer DMs. Show you're present and engaged. That interaction builds the community.
It's a conversation, not a broadcast. So finally, measure things. Use Instagram Insights. See the data.
And then tweak your strategy based on what you learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's not set and forget. It's a cycle. Learn, adapt, repeat.
Right. So bringing it all together for you, the listener, getting more Instagram engagement today, it isn't really about just chasing trends, is it?
No, it's about genuine connection, being creative, being authentic with the people you want to reach.
Yeah, we've covered a lot, mixing up your formats, using those interactive tools in carousels, reels, stories, and really putting your community in the spotlight.
And the main takeaway, it's about consistent effort,
Hmm.
thoughtful experiments, engaging authentically. That's what leads to real sustainable growth. It takes time, but it works.
So we really hope you take some of these ideas, give them a shot, maybe just one or two to start, and see what happens. Pay attention to the results.
Which leads us to a final thought for you to chew on. What if you consistently apply just one or two of these creative strategies? How could that fundamentally shift how your Instagram community interacts, how it grows? Really think about that potential.